welcome back everyone. Today I bring you one of my first ranked games of the new season. So if you don't know, there has been a ranked reset last week, Tuesday I think? Or something like that. I don't even remember anymore. Well, it hasn't been long ago anyway. And we have gotten this new map in the ranked pool now. It was added to the game the patch before, but it wasn't introduced into the ranked pool. So this is Omen, which, if I'm not completely mistaken, is supposed to be like a symmetrical map. So you can see the zone layout is pretty much the same with the zones here and here and here and so on and so forth. It seems pretty cool because it's also very wide. My only critique about it is that it seems to be way too long. Like, it just takes literal hours for your reinforcements to arrive anywhere, which I guess is also part of the map's design. I just personally don't really like that as much. It's just way too big, I think. But otherwise, I'm cool with the map being wide. Just gives you way more opportunities to flank around your enemy and stuff like that. And this was my first game on it. I didn't play it when it was just introduced into the game, before it was added to ranked. And I saw like 1 or 2 games maybe on it. So I didn't really know what to do. I can see I'm playing the 16th Panzer Division of the Belgians against the bottom feeder, so one of the best players, playing 7th Panzer, which is already a pretty rough matchup. It's probably one of the worst matchups you can get. Because just T-72s are still so extremely good. And especially against Leopard 1s, it's like you outrange them, but you don't even really do any damage. I'm not even sure whether the cheaper Leopard 1s here can shoot at max range at the T-72 on their front armor. So, yeah, and then at close range, obviously the T-72 has the still way better armor, autoloader, and is also resolute. So, you know, kind of rough. I do get a better infantry, but the problem is that the map is still fairly open. It's like in a weird spot where the ranges are too short for ATGMs, but too long for standard infantry. You do get like long line of sights like here or here. If we look on the flanks, for example, this area, like ATGMs don't really get a lot of actually very long line of sights. Well, this area here is very open, but I mean, why would you ever fight over this area? It's a little bit of the problem. Same here in the open. I mean, you can also fight in here, to be fair, but mostly the fight is going to happen like around this area, more or less. So I think this map is almost perfect for T-72s, because you don't have a lot of those max range engagements where they would struggle against the heavier tanks. And as I said, there's also not that many ranges where you can use ATGMs well. So it's just a brawler map. And yeah, well, as I said, infantry is also just not that great, I think. I do get forward deployed though, so I wanted to try to get an opportunity, or like a foothold in the center. Problem is obviously that 7th Panzer also gets airborne forward deployed with their Spezialaufklärer, so he might try to rush in here early on and contest me, because my forward deployed isn't special forces. His is. So actually he might even try to fight me. I mean, my transport is 100 kilometers per hour, so should be as fast as he is. But still wasn't exactly sure how I want to play it. Deploying one of the GSR recon squads here. Obviously, I also don't exactly know how the timings work out. So I decided to deploy this very defensively there. As I said, 2 of the Fusiliers into the town in the center. Then have 2 Éclaireurs to follow it up. Those have the good AT launcher. Like, well, good, quote-unquote good for the Belgians. Has 1 more pen than the Law. I mean, it's at least something. And they have double machine gun. I mean, those also have double machine gun, but those have 5.56 assault rifles and double machine guns that can be used on the move, so they have a lot more damage output actually than those here. Two of the scimitars going as fire support as well. Then I have two scimitars going around the flank, because as I said, protecting the flanks is very hard. So I decided to try to maybe sneak into his backline with the scimitars. It might work, you know, maybe it won't, but might as well try. Recon alouettes, as you would expect. Another Fusilier going in this area here early on, so I can cut off any early advances down this road. Then an Éclaireur going to the further left road of Delta Point. I think I started with two commands. Not sure actually whether this command could have been deployed further. No, I couldn't, because the deployment zone goes like this, and the enemy deployment zone is like this. So it's not in the center, it's to the sides of the map. So yeah, couldn't deploy it further to the left. Obviously you want to capture Alpha as soon as possible, because it's a +2 sector. And then also Echo and Delta. As in the light division, I want to get as many points as early as possible, because the longer the game goes, the more I will be in trouble. So yeah, that's why I started with double command. Two Milan 1s going for the center. Like, rather, one going defensively in here, one going more aggressively in there. I mean, the position itself isn't great. I just wanted to unload it like somewhere in the city, and then later reposition it to where I need it to be. One Milan 2 going to the left side of the town, and then one Gepard and one Leopard 1 F5. This is the better one, I think. I can't really remember myself. And one Mistral. Again, going defensively, because I just didn't know what to expect from the timings at all, and I didn't want to risk losing my stuff too early. Which obviously isn't the best thing to play this matchup, because I want to get as much ground as possible early on, but if I lose all my stuff early on, then the game is definitely over. I was also thinking about maybe deploying aggressively into Gulf, but I didn't want to do that. I thought I might just try to play for the center. Alouette spots some stuff on the left and in the center. A lot of stuff in the center actually, which was kind of expected. Some stuff on the left as well, because you don't want to lose your +2 zone, obviously. So maybe it would have also been a good idea to put an early push through here. But the problem is, just because the map is so big, it takes so long for you to even get to India, even if there's no defenses there, that you could easily get bombed or helicoptered on the way there. I don't know whether helicoptered is a word, but I'm gonna introduce it now. So yeah, that's the reason why I didn't do that. He obviously also has recon helicopters, but nothing in the center so far, so I'm pushing the scimitars forward fairly aggressively. Éclaireurs also need to push forward further so that they can see something. Scimitars spot SPW Conquerors here on the right hand side, and it kills one of them. Kind of weird that the scimitar doesn't spot the Conquerors before it can even fire on them, but I mean, to be fair, they have only good optics and not very good, so I guess that's the reason. Do kill it in return, but losing a scimitar, very unfortunate. Also, that means that he will know that I am going in there, and auto feeder is definitely good enough to, you know, not forget that and then get surprised by this. Yeah, as I said, now moving the Milan 1 forward into a more, well, important position. Milan 2 also has been deployed further forward. The ESR GVPs are also moving forward. So just in general, moving all my stuff forward. The Leopard 1 still shooting in the back because, yeah, one Leopard 1 is not gonna do a lot. Also, I think that was really not a good buy early on. Like, one Leopard just makes no sense, because if he doesn't have tanks, the Leopard is kind of useless because it's not actually the greatest fire support. And if he has tanks, he will for sure have more than one, like you can see here. A T-72, the cheap one, and then a T-72 M1. So, a pretty heavy start, honestly. Also taking a T-72's double vet is an interesting choice. I still prefer to have them at single vet because it just, you know, having 5 of them is so valuable. And yeah, just driving forward because, like, there's nothing to stop him. Milan 1 is still moving into this building. Once it is there, it can do very good suppression damage against him. Leopard 1 now also moving in position because I kind of don't have another choice. Éclaireurs unfortunately not in range to use their AT quite yet. And in this building they could have used it, but I didn't notice that. Leopard 1 gets a nice crit on the T-72 M1. Spawning crit, so a lot of damage done. He smokes off and retreats. Mistral finally finishes off the Me Too. Scimitar and BMP-1 here dueling it out in a battle of the noobs. Scimitar does finally win after like half an hour of battle. Calling in the TOW-2 helicopter, because I noticed there wasn't that much air defense, and the T-72, well, like there was air defense, but it was further back, and the T-72s were kind of overstretching their AA net. So I decided to quickly get in the helicopter, but he decides to retreat. So unfortunately, no snipes by me. Milan 1 will also miss because he drives out of range. More Leopard 1s coming in though, and trying to keep my infantry alive here, which is rather hard, considering that, as I said, everything here is just open. There's actually not that much place to hide. The Milans here have a beautiful line of sight over this area, but because of this forest here, they actually don't have that many positions to contest the tanks there. Well, actually, I would have needed to take those buildings, but you know, because it was the first match on the map, I didn't know that. So now I am kind of fucked, because now getting into the buildings will be very hard. I'm sniping my recon helicopter. Very, very annoying, because it was providing pretty nice recon information over this whole open area there. Did also buy in my Humvee TOW-2 to cover off this road, just so he doesn't get it for free. And yeah, a Milan 1 for the right-hand road, and a sniper as some recon. Because as I said, I just don't want him to drive through here freely. Milan 1 unfortunately missing once again. Eclaireurs pushing forward to at least see what's going on. Motchis and SVD very annoying, because it's a very, very strong squad. BRDM conquers here, SPW conquers, sorry, getting sniped by the Milans. Leopards now have arrived. 2 Leopards are good fire support actually against infantry, but yeah, 1 Leopard, that was just such an unnecessary buy in the early game. Getting in a double cluster. I know that like his infantry command is somewhere in here. Oh, actually I spotted it was in the building there. F-16 here going for something. Tried to retarget this F-16 on the building, but it was too late, so it actually didn't drop, and I just retreated it because if you go in with 2 bombers at the same time, there's a good chance of, you know, at least one of the bombers getting through. But then if it has to turn and go in again, it's obviously the last bomber left, and then the AA will only shoot at 1 bomber, and I know that there is a lot of AA here. So it's better to just keep it alive and then call it in with another bomber, or wait for this F-16 to repair. Annoyed that I didn't kill the Pioneer, but I am already 200 points ahead, so like I thought that it actually would be worse for me to lose the bomber. Leopards and T-72s dueling it out. Obviously, yeah, T-72s a lot better, but get one of the cheap T-72s. They are cheap, so it's not that great of a loss, but I need to get rid of them still as soon as possible, because the longer I wait, the worse it will get. Oh, 3 Leopard 1s here missing, bruh. Fun. Then all getting stunned up by 1 Conquerors. Nice one. Smoke off, and should retreat now actually. Also this Leopard 1 here, just what is he even firing at? Not sure. Pushing those forward, but yeah, they do get stopped by the Spezialaufklärer there. So I decided to just retreat them all, well, other than that one, because this track's broken, so it can't move out of the way. Have a striker here as well. Striker's very nice, like, it's not fire support obviously, but ATGM support that can do some damage and support those Leopards. And even if it doesn't hit, it does a lot of suppression. They don't have the best accuracy, but they have a high rate of fire and a 5 salvo length, so they can just spam out ATGMs like there's no tomorrow. They have only 2 armor, but smoke. So this is like a Jaguar 2 of a poor man. Milan 1 here, already almost out of ammo, but yeah, very good support against the T-72s, and he has to retreat. Only lost 1 T-72 though, and it's one of the shitty ones, so actually not that great of a trade, honestly. Like, better than nothing, but not good. And yeah, now you can see, as I said, going in with both bombers at the same time. Well, obviously, I know this is not the cluster, the HE bomber killing the Pioneer, and then the F-16 going in for the coup. So little 1-2 punch, but there's a lot of AA here. You can see there's 2 more, I think, coups or Tunguskas here also firing. Pretty lucky for me though to get out, alright. But very lucky, because this still has 20% ECM, and the coups are obviously not the greatest at accuracy. And well, I think there was like a 1 coup and 1 Tunguska. And both bombers were hit, so it's like kind of okay for both sides. It's not the most decisive for anybody. But I did get his command and 1 AA piece, so I'm still fine with the trade. And as long as the bomber survives, it kind of is still a win for the person with the bomber. Slowly pushing him back here now with this Leopard blob that I have built up now. PvP wants not the high and SPWs, not the most high valuable targets, but again, I want to get rid of them as soon as I can, because if I don't, he will build up an insane blob of them and then I will never be able to get rid of them ever again. Invisible T-72 firing at me, not very pleasant. Eclairers were trying to get into position, but yeah, they will now just get fire supported down by a billion SPWs. T-72 here pushing forward, kills one of the Leopards but dies in return. Okay trade. It is actually worth more than my Leopards, because it's 130 points, but as he has more tanks than me, trading 1-for-1 is still not the best. But you know, we're gonna take all the wins we can get. I am at a +1 again now though, but it's only a +1. And the game has been going on for 10 minutes. So I'm still at the +1, so it's actually, honestly, it's actually pretty decent. Now, well, this Leopard one getting double tapped is actually not very decent. And now also this driving forward, getting instantly stunned down by the Mordschützen SVD, so horrible engagement here for me. Losing 2 Leopards for basically no gain. I mean, oh, it's actually bailed out. I didn't notice that this T-72 M1 was bailed out. Okay, that's unlucky. I would have noticed that, that would have been kind of important information, but I didn't, so rip me, I guess. Artillery is being called in as well now, because the front line has pretty much stabilized around this area here, so it is time to call in the Ari. He is overstretching his AA net now once again, so the 2-2 might get a hit. Did go for the SPW. Not exactly the target I would have envisioned for it. Milan 1 missing. Milan 1s have been buffed to 50% accuracy, and this one is upvetted, so actually 55% accuracy, still missing. Unlucky. Has a seat in his deck and does seat my Gepard here. Very unfortunate. I didn't expect him to get it, to bring it in, but I mean, does make a lot of sense against the Gepards actually. So definitely skill issue by me. Not sure whether the Mistral, yeah, it did fire. Did it even hit it? This Gepard did survive, so only one of them dead. But the T-72 ball here is getting rolling, and this is very unfortunate, especially with the T-72s on the flank here also getting rolling. And the Striker just not having anything to shoot at. Like, Bottom Feeder, as I said, like, he's one of the best players. Like, he will obviously be using the cover here perfectly for his T-72s. Just not giving me a chance to shoot at them with my ATGMs and losing them at close range brawling distance, because he knows that, like, the big downside of the Belgians is they're absolutely horrible ancient laws with only 11 pen. Like, that's what I mean. That's like the perfect matchup for a T-72 div, because you don't even have to fear the infantry. Even if they sideshot you, they barely do any damage with their shitty laws. I mean, you still obviously don't want to get sideshot, but the thing is, even if it happens, it's not as big of a catastrophe as it would be with other divisions. But one here barely getting out of line of sight in time, because it was getting stuck on all of the buildings. Needing a lot of supplies here all of the time. And he is getting in a new command, so is it a +1 tick again? All this time, I want to, like, obviously attack somewhere else, but I was just afraid of diverting my resources from the center, because he already has so many units in there that I thought that if I would divert my resources, the middle would fall, and that would be pretty bad for me. Because getting back in anywhere for me is pretty much impossible, I think. Artillery here was targeted on a supply vehicle, but I saw it moving away, so I quickly went for this 2 units in the building there. Looked like an absolutely valuable target. Striker here also unfortunately gets sniped by the shitty T-72 on the move. Very, very sad. It is also the command in the building there, so it would be very nice if the artillery would be able to kill it. Obviously he is way too quick on his micro and does move them out in time. Or maybe the artillery will still be able to get them. Who knows? Milan 1 trying to get rid of the T-72 does finally get it. T-72M and T-72 dying. So, very nice kill here. Still, 10M might also die. Oh, of course it gets missed. But the Leopard 1 snipes it. Very good. Bombers were coming in, but I kind of lost the targets, so I decided to keep them back for a second until I find some new targets. But with the T-72 here and here, or rather those two T-72s, did find me some new targets, so going in. Yeah, one plane will obviously get forced back, but the other one comes in. Unfortunately, doesn't kill any of the tanks here. Very unfortunate. And then the Mirage 5 also gets sniped on its way out. That was honestly very bad. I also didn't expect it to not kill any of the T-72s. Like, the F-16 cluster is kind of weird in this case. Like, sometimes it gets sniped the heaviest tanks, and then it's like... And then it drops perfectly fine on a tank and doesn't do anything. Well, not doesn't do anything, but doesn't kill it. So I'm really not sure what's going on there. I think going for the AA in this forest here, probably. Yeah, so this bombing run was pretty bad, because I didn't get a single kill and my plane died in return. Do get a supply truck though, and this is one of the big ones. Yeah, I think I did go for the supply truck here, actually. But the bombing run was very bad, as I said, and I really can't afford those. Like, T-72 divisions are way too strong right now. And the Belgian division is pretty good, don't get me wrong, but it just struggles specifically hard against T-72 divs that are already very good. I see his Gwozdika here. Also, I'm sorry, but I think that it's just... There's just no point in bringing those at double vet if you have only one of them. Like in the VDV divisions where you can get triple vet on your 122mm infantry howitzers and get 3 of them, or like double vet on them and then also up vet them to triple vet with the command. Okay, sure, but a single Gwozdika, when you could get 2 Akazias with this card as well, I just don't see it. In this case, my 109 is also just shooting all around it. A little bit unfortunate. Yeah, this hit didn't kill it, by the way, it just lost line of sight. But I just don't think it's valuable at all. Like, I was easily able to micro out the Milan 1 here without it even being really damaged. So, yeah. And then also the other problem again, with fighting the T-72 divs is obviously that he gets infantry that's just straight up better than mine. In this case, he brings it in at 0 vet, which I think is like a giant mistake. You can easily bring in the infantry double vet and still have enough of them if you build your deck correctly, but maybe he builds his deck differently and focuses on different things. But I don't know why he would do that, because if you bring them in double vet, you can literally grind out infantry divisions anywhere. Memistros, you get a very nice double tap on the seat. That's how you know how manpads should perform, because that's how they perform against me. Actually, that's not how they should perform, but you know, that's a different question. I still think that manpads should be like twice as good against helicopters and like 3 times worse against planes, but that's just my opinion, I guess. Slowly getting rid of all of the BMPs, but the infantry here is very annoying. Leopard though is in position to do a lot of damage against those. But yeah, as I said, I think bringing them in 0 vet is a massive mistake. Because at 0 vet they are actually worse than my infantry at double vet, but if they would be double vet, they would easily be able to deal with them, just because they get resolute and an insane, not insane, but extremely good AT launcher. Resolute double machine gun. I'm also pretty sure, yeah, 545 weapons and a good AT launcher, 7 men for 45 points. That's a steal. Bringing in the drone, because the drone is very nice. It actually doesn't even have AA to shoot me down here. So I use the drone to spot his command, put the artillery on the Gwozdika again to finally get rid of it, and the bomber to go in for the command. Unfortunately, mistimed my bombers here because the second bomber was shielding way too far in the back. I could have gone in for a double whammy again, but yeah, completely mismicroed it. Drone gets shot down, bomber gets shot down, so now only one of the S-16 clusters left. Yeah, that was extremely badly done by me. Now those Leopards and Leopard will be used to finally get rid of those stupid modshots in there. ATGMs are working on the BMPs at range. I think he's using the ones with the Malutka, so he's doing the same as me. But I still think you want the infantry to be double vet. And yeah, now the F-16 HE coming in, but obviously that's like makes no sense now on its own. Also gets tapped by the Coups and is now out for 9 minutes. So that was a complete misplay on my part. Yeah, you can see the big problem of the also lower range ATGMs here. They don't even have enough time to hit anything if it's driving like from left to right here. which is rather unfortunate. I am bringing in some more units here, because I thought that maybe if I can get them into this forest line, I can kind of create a concave and start engaging his tanks from different angles at the same time. Honestly, like, I should have just used them to move in here and take control over this sector. But, you know, you live and you learn. I see a push coming in on the right-hand side. Milan 1 here was killed, but I did instantly call in the Humvee TOW 2 and the Milan 2 and the helicopters are coming in. Those are very annoying because I don't have any AA here. But I obviously have the shotgun fighters, which are pretty decent against the helicopters. Those are shitty shotgun fighters with only 50% accuracy missiles. They do get 6 of them though, so I guess that's their advantage. And against the Mi-24s, they're still good enough. And that's not even a Mi-24, it's a Mi-8. Bro, I didn't even notice that. Leopard 1's here trying to engage, but unfortunately they are blind, so something is shooting at them and they can't see it. And again, I think that if you have infantry there, you should be able to spot at this range, it's like a rifle range, if something is shooting. Maybe there was some line of sight fuckery here, I'm not sure, but yeah, still, I think that was a bit dumb. Do get some nice kills though. The SPW here does die, SPW command, so he doesn't get his command into my back zone +2 sector. T-72 M1 also getting killed together with the SPW Conquerors. So I am slowly but surely whittling him down actually, and preventing him from getting a good blob going of T-72s. A bunch of infantry has also arrived in the town. AIVs are fire supporting down his infantry, but are getting killed by his T-72s in return because my Leopards aren't in position. F-16 here gets sniped by the coup. Very unnecessary loss. Artillery getting to work on GAA, I would guess, but I'm not sure whether it's even in position still. He might have moved it away. Snipers throw to them. Very nice to get rid of those. The ATGM. Oh, it actually doesn't even kill the AIV. That's a bit lucky. But now, I mean, they're just pushing forward, and there's a T-72 there now. I think it did still get a coup in return, though. That's honestly a fine trade. Like, I'm cool with that. Another command dying. The cat is jumping around here. Wait. No. Don't climb behind my computer, cat. So, back to the computer. Yeah, sniping another command. He is also kind of wasting them, just trying to get them in over and over into the center without having actual control over the zone. And he isn't really under a lot of pressure because, as I said, if I have the zone, I'm only at a +1. Like, that's not that big of a deal. The cat is being crazy right now. But yeah, anyway, I don't think that did make a lot of sense, but oh well. That is the strat he went with. Leopard here, T-72 here dying again. Well, my Leopards are also dying. In droves, actually. And this one is out of fuel, so I can't even move it away anymore. I am finally able to get into this position after all of this time. Do also get a Spezialaufklärer here, very important kill. And I mean, look at this. I even have a Leopard 1 command here. Literally just back it up like 5 meters and drive into the zone. Very dumb, very dumb. Get a T-72M again though. So I do at least I'm getting value from those units, but I also could have been getting a lot more value by having a +2 or even +3 tick. Oh well. Another helicopter coming in. I did lose the other. No. Yeah, I did lose the other helicopter at some point in time. So yeah, I need another one. To hold back those T-72s, because you can see, like, I'm getting rid of those, but he's still getting more and more and more, because that's, you know, the beauty of T-72 divisions. You kill one of them, and in their place, there's like 5 more appearing. It's like a Hydra, but even worse. BRM1 here just surviving everything, getting missed by everything. But I did stabilize the right-hand side, so even though I haven't pushed him back completely, he also hasn't been able to push in. So he kind of has taken all of this area, but it's kind of doesn't get him anything. Milan 1 here also. Yeah, the big problem with the Milan 1 on its own is that it doesn't do anything. Like, it stuns them down, the T-72s, but it doesn't kill them. I need the Milan 2s and the TOW 2s of the helicopters and of the Humvee and the swing fires to do the damage actually. And also maybe some Leopard 1 side shots. But yeah, the Milan 1 is just some nice support, but doesn't do a lot of kills. Even though, I mean, this Milan 1 here actually did vet up to vet 2 even. So that's at least something. Mech Fusiliers here trying to stand the ground, but obviously low HP, low cohesion against the Mutschützen. Stand no chance, and as unfortunately Leopard 1 here will die. Leopard 1's here now also dying because they stand no chance against 40-72s. And you can see, like, this is insane. And this is after I've been trading, like, you know, fairly well for the whole game. Like, I don't know whether I've been trading positively or not, but I have been trading decently the whole game. And this is the blob that is coming in now. It's insane. And I guess that's the reason why he does the whole zero vet infantry, because it's absolutely perverse how much shit he can get on the field. But I still think it's unnecessary, because I'm playing the division with a lot of vet on the infantry, and I can do literally the same for the whole game and never run out of shit. So I don't know whether this is the play. SU-22AT also coming in. I don't know what it was doing here, honestly. I don't even have a single tank there. Maybe he was trying to hunt the Humvee TOW or something? I'm not sure. Either way, lucky for him that it didn't even get killed, that it only got tapped once. But now again trying to get a bombing campaign going against his stuff. But yeah, so much AA that the Mirage 5 cluster gets retreated, but the other one gets through and then doesn't drop its bombs. I don't know why. I would love to know why this happens sometimes. But I do not understand it. Like, it had line of sight on the tanks literally the whole time, and then it just doesn't drop. And there's also no hill in the area where, you know, sometimes if dive bombers go in and they like dive onto a hill, they don't drop because they would fly into the hill. Yeah, I get that. It's literally just open terrain. What was it doing? I have no idea. Like, this could have literally won me the game. They were like, wow, how many was it? Like 4 or 5 tanks sitting in one area. And yeah, it didn't drop. And luckily it did survive, but it will be out for another 9 minutes. And there's only 30 minutes left in the game. So it's basically out for the rest of the game. And I now kind of stopped this push anymore. Like, literally, what am I supposed to do against this? I invested, how many is that? Like, yeah, over 500 points into 2 bombers that didn't do anything. One of them not dropping is fair. But both of them not dropping after having line of sight forever, like, bruh, that's just heartbreaking, honestly. Leopard 1s here coming in, but I mean 2 Leopard 1s are not gonna do anything against, how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 60 72s. That's laughable. The swing fire is even out of ammo. Don't know whether he even did a lot. Yeah, and as I said, the Milans here just can't do anything. And here I was never able to get a good foothold in this position. I should have also, honestly, I should have used this forest here more, I think, for my ATGMs. It's not perfect, but it's still better than nothing. F-16 cluster comes in and at least gets like 1 kill, but I mean that's 1 T-72 and 1 BMP-1. At this point in time, that's just not enough. A109 might maybe get a kill. That one also missing. That's not the time to miss, man. And it took you, also missing. Rip in piss. MiG-21 at least doesn't get a kill on the A109. That's very important. And also gets shot down on its way out. ATGMs here standing their ground. Terminal 2 also has vetted up now. But they critically just cannot help against the blob here. But he hasn't gotten the command into the center for all of this time. So I was still hopeful that I might be able to like get this under control, simply because he's taking so much time. My artillery is, I think, out of ammo. I know they still have 2 barrages left. Leopard 1 here also getting an important hit on the T-72. And gets a second hit. Oh, that's very nice. But also just, I can't find any targets for my howitzers, because just there's a big blob of T-72s obviously moving constantly around the map. I decided to just put it on the infantry here. If he moves out, then it's like, whatever, but what else am I supposed to do in this situation, honestly? Humvee TOW coming in as well, but he is now repositioning to the left side. And now if he obviously drives through here, then he is at such a close range that he will have a good chance of just face tanking the ATGMs and killing them anyway. With the infantry moving in as well, like, they will also just be able to deal with it. Anyway, Milan 2 maybe gets a kill. Yeah, Milan 1 didn't even have time to aim. Milan 2 though gets a nice hit on the T-72M. It vets up a second time actually. So this one did get a lot of value. Maybe it will even get a kill. Now he smokes off in time. Unfortunately. And now I'm in the middle is completely collapsing, so it's just a matter of time until he gets a command in. And this will stop the tick, and then once he kills my command, it will put him at a +1. But there's only 10 minutes left. And I mean, +1 tick is 40 per minute, 10, so that's 400 points, so that wouldn't be enough for him to win. So there's still a chance. ATGMs flying in the town and getting some nice hits, but no kills. It's just all the tanks are damaged, but none of them killed, and the A109 gets sniped by the Stratenem. It was just about to land as well, but like a second before it would land, it got hit. And yeah, all the bombers are out forever. So I can't use them. I don't have any more bombers left as well, because all the other ones died. I think I might have one HE Mirage 5 left that I could buy. Not completely sure though. Is the Leopard on a fire here? Yeah, it is. Yeah, also like funny line of sights, but you know, that's par for the course for like city maps. Line of sight will always be complete ass cancer. And the infantry here now is obviously now way too late, and that's what I mean with the whole you're buying in units, and at the time they arrive at the front line, the situation has completely changed. Artillery just trying to get something, but I don't think they get even a single kill here, honestly. Maybe they get some damage done. That would be the best I could hope for. Leopard 1 here does finally snipe off a T-72M though, but there's like 2 more coming out of the forest together with the Recon BMP-1. And does get a nice hit though, but nice in return. And again, now kill. Yeah, there's still a HE Mirage 5 left, but now lose line of sight of this forest, and Mirage 5 comes in, and I think it drops its bombs. Yeah, drops its bombs way too far to the front. Doesn't get a kill, and gets sniped in return. So this was a horrible use by the bombers. Like, that was just a complete waste by me, honestly. I should have kept it in the back and waited for the targets to actually appear so that I can actually see them. He then gets a command in, so the tick is neutralized. Striker and Leopard 1 coming in, trying to maybe get into his flanks, but there's just so much shit everywhere that I just can't get anything going. Instantly getting sideshot by the T-72, of course, because there's just so many of them. Leopard 1's coming in and missing everything. Of course they do. Also AT plane now coming in and sniping the Leopard 1. Another one getting sniped by the T-72, and the other one is so stunned out of its mind that it can't do anything. I mean, this one is stunned but still misses, because why not? All the reservists coming in, but they're not gonna do anything. The Leopard 1 missing again! I mean, only 60% accuracy, I guess, and yeah, it's max range. If only we had, you know, consecutive shot bonuses that we did have in Steel Division 2. Like, imagine that. Like, I'm just beyond words at why this is not in the game. I know that I, like, coped about it in several videos already, but I just don't get it. Why is it not a thing in this game? I don't understand. It's so weird. But, well, whatever. I know that also now a bunch of units have driven through this area. They basically just completely ignored my Fusiliers there, which is rather problematic, because I'm pretty sure I don't even have any Leopards left anymore to hold them off. And the last Leopards are stuck here, and, well, they just standing their ground in a heroic last-stand effort, which probably won't do a lot. Desperately trying to get units to the front line, but yeah, they're pretty much dying faster than I can replace them at this point. Also my ATGM's just missing everything. Really annoying. Maybe the Humvee 2 will hit something in its life, and also now the Mi-24 coming in will deal with all of my ATGM vehicles rather quickly. TOW2 also losing line of sight again, so we're just constantly losing line of sight. Troops are now also moving up here, so they will prevent a bombing run from coming through. And the single Fusiliers won't be able to deal with the T-72 here. Artillery has been reloaded, but I mean, it's not like I can do a lot with it anymore, because I don't even have a front line anymore anywhere, except for the right-hand side. Right-hand side is looking pretty good. Just kind of unfortunate that there is nothing on the right-hand side to fight it. One T-72M does finally die, though, I guess, to some infantry side shots. But yeah, now the command is the last unit left in the center. He did drive out of it with his command, I guess. Yeah, he did just drive out of it. No idea why. If you hear meowing in the background, that's the cat. announcing that he will take a giant shit. Yeah, I know. Just go to the toilet already. Yes. Meow, meow, meow. That's how we live here. Just meow the whole day. Yeah, I'm just now going in with my cluster bombers. So you can see one going for the coops, one going for the command tank. But yeah, well, unfortunately, the one that went for the command tank got stopped. This one went through and bombed the coops. But the problem is that the command tank will not just drive through. The Fusiliers are out of ammo. The shitty law obviously didn't do shit. It didn't even hit a single time. Bruh. So this command tank will not just drive through, capture this zone. This zone has been now captured completely as well, so he's at a +1. He is also driving down this road now. The Humvee might get 1 kill, yeah it does, but I mean, will soon die as well. T-72 here should finish it off rather quickly. Yeah, there's 2 of them anyway. So this zone will also be captured. Together with this zone, this will be like a +5. And then if he gets back into this zone, it will be a +7. And that might actually be enough for him to win. Leopards are desperately trying to do something other than missing, which is like pretty much impossible. There was still Leopard 1 left. Leopard 1s left that are now coming in. Yeah, the Iltis command was trying to get into the sector to neutralize it, but I was kind of hoping that those vehicles weren't BMP-1s, but yeah, well, fun fact, those were BMP-1s and they stopped me. Leopard might get rid of the Mi-24, well no it doesn't, and the Mistral also doesn't. Leopard 1s are now also just driving through, as I said, trying to just stop him somehow, throwing everything in the kitchen sink at him. Leopard 1 missing over and over again. This one now getting sideshot by T-72 in the forest, so I have to retreat the other one. Su-22 AT coming in, sniped the Leopard, very unfortunately. Leopard 1 gets hit by the T-72, and now, because of the autoloader, the T-72 fires first. Leopard 1 here gets a nice ambush on the T-72, also gets a nice side shot, but he smokes off in time before the second shot comes in. Oh no, actually he didn't. I could have gotten a second shot in. Very unfortunate. And yeah, the bomber now obviously also doesn't know where the T-72 is anymore. He is only at a +3 though, which should still be enough for me to win. But the question is, how do I keep the +3 if everything is just being overrun? Like, all those T-72s are at 1 HP, but I have nothing to like kill them with. The Leopard 1 here does snipe the BMP-1, but I have lost track of the command T-72. I don't know where it is. And the helicopter here is rather problematic, because it can push back my Leopard 1. The F-16 here doesn't have missiles, which I forgot. I thought it could get a heat seeker on the Mi-24, but I mean it doesn't have any. Command T-72 goes into this sector, so I go in to bomb it. I still have the Iltis, and the Iltis of course gets sniped, but I have the Command Leopard 1 also coming in. Bomb him before he gets the capture on the zone, so he's only at a +4, not a +5 yet. Leopard 1 here should be able to get in, but I mean, I literally have nothing to stop all of this, except for this one Mech Fusilier with an 11 pen low that is already being spotted by the T-72s, or like, rather by the BMP-1. And the T-72 did actually go into the sector. I guess it drove into the forest and then was out of line of sight of the Leopard 1 already, so it will capture this zone. I did get back into the center. Leopard 1 should hopefully stay alive long enough for it to capture the zone, quickly get it out of line of sight of the T-72s, because I can't afford for it to die now. Mech Fusiliers do actually get a kill. Su-22 cluster now though comes in and kills me. But I did get the full cap on it, which is the most important part of the calculation. Mech Fusilier will most likely die, and not even kill the T-72 in return. Oh, it does! Insane! It actually did something! Yippee! Oh, Leopard 1 now desperately trying to find the stupid T-72 command there, because he is at a +5, but maybe there is still a chance for me to pull this out of the hat. Su-22 engaging my Mirage 5 cluster in the back, and I can't turn on him, but he also can't turn on me, so they're just circling around each other stupidly. And I can't do anything against that. Calling in some Mistrals because I don't have any Gepards left anymore. Should have just unloaded them in the spawn, honestly, but didn't think about that, because honestly, not gonna lie, it was a bit stressful trying to hold the front line with literally 0 units anywhere. Su-22 cluster now comes in because he obviously sees my Leopard with the helicopter and kills me. And yes, I said, just massive mistake here, not unloading the Mistral in time. Now gets on my back and forces the retreat out of the Mirage 5, and this is pretty much the nail in the coffin, because it's now only 40 seconds left, so I definitely won't be able to get that back in anymore. But I should have done enough to at least get a draw. Because even with like a +5 or even a +7, I was hoping that it would still be enough to just be a draw and not be a win for him, because that would be very nice. He's a very high rank player, so a draw against him would still give me a lot of places in the rank. Because at this point in time, I think I had like something like a win, a draw, or like a win and a loss, or 2 wins and a loss, or something like that. So I still wanted to get some good, places in the rank. And yeah, he might be able to get back into Charlie, but I had the command going for the left side, and the game ends. And it was in fact a draw. It was very close, actually. He did get more points in the end, and he did outtrade me. But honestly, he didn't outtrade me by that much, which just shows you how just insanely broken T-72 divs are. He outtraded me by like 700 points. That's really not that much. And he completely wiped me off the map. Like with no traces left of me anywhere. So, yeah. T-72 divs are extremely broken still. Anybody who tells you otherwise is just a moron. Like, I'm sorry. But anybody who says that T-72s are bad is just dumb. Blanco, what's going on? You're still meowing. Do you want to cuddle? No, he's running away, obviously. He's such a diva. He's meowing, then you cuddle him, then he's happy, then he runs away, and then he's meowing again. And then you have to run after him to cuddle him. But I still love him. He's very cute. Yeah, so Leopard ones did perform decently well overall. And the Milans, especially on the left-hand side, they did do their job. Unfortunately, they just couldn't stop the push in the end. Killing a BRM1 now is very valuable because they have been nerfed to just 4 per card, because they were, 6 per card for no good reason. So this is actually very good. 3 SPWs, doesn't seem like a lot, but SPWs are very strong. So killing those is still pretty valuable, especially if you are an infantry division. Those can be so annoying to deal with. And a T-72 and a BMP-1 on top is just nice. This Milan 1 also getting an SPW, Conquerors, BMP-1 and T-72M, extremely nice. Cluster, T-72M and Command and BRM-1, also good value. It's just that unfortunate that the later bombing runs, I didn't coordinate them too well. That was unnecessarily hard to say. So that was a big skill issue on my side. Leopard 1 getting 2 T-72s is very good value, even though those are the bad ones. They're still worth more than my good Leopard ones. So killing 2 of them with 1 Leopard is very nice. And then also the Strelot in them, obviously, good kill to get. And I mean, this F-16 cluster really didn't do that well. And I think that's the one that got the beautiful drop on the 2 T-72s and didn't kill a single one of them. That was just so unlucky. Another Leopard 1 killing a T-72. A109, I was wishing for them to perform better, but you only get 1 T-72M. Not what I would have wished. And the artillery also honestly did perform pretty poorly. I did snipe big supply truck here, which is pretty good, and the artillery, but other than that, I didn't even get a single AA piece, I think, with them. So, pretty bad. This Leopard 1 getting a T-72M1. 7 Panzer only gets 1 card of those, so those kills are always extremely valuable to get. This one got a command. It's nice, I guess, but overall not the biggest kill list. A striker, finally, a striker that performed well and killed a T-72M1 and 2 BMPs. That's, what I would like to see from a striker. On the other hand, I mean, the AIVs didn't do too well, but to be fair, that was because his infantry was dying most of the time before the AIVs could get involved anyway, and then there was just a bunch of T-72s left, and then the AIV is kind of useless against those. So, yeah. The Vito on the right-hand side did do well. Sniped the SPW command and the T-72M. Another Leopard 1. They did do well. I mean, look at this. Again, a T-72M even. But as I say, it doesn't matter because he just gets so many of them. And I also don't think he even takes the T-55A cards. So I think he literally just has, or rather takes all the T-72M cards. And I think that's a mistake. because if you want to spend T-72s, just play 9th Panzer. They have better T-72s anyway, also like better value T-72s. Well, he could have gotten so much more tempo early on if he had the cheap T-72 and the T-55A, like I played the Division. I think it's just better. But oh well. I mean, the A109 here getting 3 BMP-1s is like okay-ish, but obviously you would want to get more valuable kills with the TOW2 than the BMP-1s. I also have taken out the reservists at this point in time out of the 16 the deck. I just don't see a use case for them. Most of the time, I just kind of feel like they're not what I need, because I don't need more infantry. I need more stuff to deal with tanks, or like have better leopards, stuff like that, you know. So I have rebuilt my deck a little bit. And like, look at this leopard one again, performing perfectly well. Those two here, actually performing very well. And then also the Mirage 5 clusters should have performed better. Yes, I love you too, but you have to come here for me to cuddle you. Come here. But now he's just sitting in front of my room. So yeah, let's finish my incessant yapping session. Yeah. I think I've said enough about Leopard 1's performing well. Also, the Mech Fusiliers are getting a T-72 M1 and M. But those were towards the end when they were low HP anyway. Yeah, on his side, I don't know whether there was any standout units. I mean, this T-72 M1 did perform well, and the S-22 AT in the end did get a good kill list, actually. But other than that, I mean, a T-72M getting 2 AIVs and a Striker is like okay, but it's nothing insane. Also, an M1 only getting 1 Leopard. This one did get a decent kill list, I would say. And the Recon BMP-1 here, what the fuck was going on with this one? That was just wrecking me, apparently. And the T-72M also performing extremely well. This one here also performing well. 2 Leopards, Humvee Tow, and a Medan 2. Very important kill. I mean, this one just got a bunch of shitters. Another Recon BMP-1 getting a Leopard 1. What the hell was going on with them this game? Another the zero wet. What the fuck? Okay, never mind. Maybe they're broken or something. Oh no, it's just, I guess they were just finishing off already damaged tanks. And I mean, here that was the breakthrough where he just got all my artillery and my supply trucks. And yeah, S-22 cluster killing the command Leopard was rather painful. But hey, I mean, as I said, I was kind of cool with the draw. With this division matchup against a player that is better than me, that's fine. Like, I learned my lessons, and as I said, rebuilt my deck a little bit. And yeah, I hope these 72 divisions get a little bit nerfed with Southern DOC. Like, not by too much. I don't want them to be useless, but they're just so brain dead overpowered still. And I'm saying that as someone who, you know, uses them a lot because they are so good. Yeah, but the Belgians are a lot of fun, and with the new reservist divisions coming up, let me tell you, there's a lot more Belgian action coming up in the next few days. So you should definitely tune in for those games. And until then, have a beautiful day, and bye-bye.